This is a screencast for my Holocaust website inquiry lesson. Starting off here on my homepage, rayo.org, I use this as a launching point for a lot of my activities. I have tied it very closely to Google Classroom this year. I am using Google Classroom quite a bit, and I find that they work well in conjunction with one another in terms of posting documents to Google Drive and connecting them through my personal website. So this is the first page of the website. I'm going to click on my Units of Study page. I don't do this lesson until towards the end of my Holocaust through Lit unit, which starts in early February, late January. I usually will get to this point late in the unit, so this wouldn't be until late February. I'm going to click on the Holocaust website inquiry. I have been doing this lesson for a couple of years. I did use the opportunity for this course to modify the website, tighten up some of the activities, add some resources, and to tie it into Google Classroom to allow collaboration between the students directly in their partnerships. And it has worked out well in the past. I expect it to work even better this year as I've modified it. I am currently doing a total redesign of my website as a whole, moving to a new platform for it, but this subdomain will stay largely the same. So this is the Holocaust website inquiry page. You'll see at the top it does have project options, excerpts from the Anne Frank movie, which I use as well. It's all part of this sub-site because I use it in conjunction with the unit. So this part's the self-guided tour. What I want students to be able to do is to address questions that they've accumulated over the course of the unit, as well as address the larger essential questions that we've discussed all along, one of which is, how could this have happened? So initially, the students would open the observation inquiry activity. You'll see that it opens directly in a Google Doc. The doc will have been pushed out to each student's Google Drive account through my Google Classroom. Once they open it, the student can share it directly with his or her partner, and they can co-author the document working together. As they look at the websites, they can indicate 4 of the sites. There are more than that they really looked at closely. It's up to them. It's a self-guided activity. And I asked them to do a lot of reflecting. What are your thoughts or reactions? What affected you the most? What questions occurred to you? And then try to answer your own question here. Also ask them, what did they learn? What was something you found shocking? What was something you'd like to know more about in the future? I also have them, after looking at the websites, looking at videos as well, which they will then respond to. I'll go over this quickly. I have direct diary excerpts they can look at. The kids often want to know more about the diary itself. There is a virtual tour of the Anne Frank Museum, which we've spent a lot of time talking about the secret annex and going into hiding and what it was like. This gives them an opportunity to really look at it closely. This is a 3-dimensional representation, and as they click, they can literally walk through the annex as it stands today in Amsterdam. Some of the students have actually been there, which is always nice that they can give first-hand accounts. I've never been there, would like to go. But you can see it's very interactive. The kids can actually walk around the secret annex. They can get information as they go. It'll give them a 3-dimensional view of it and then fill it in with what it actually looked like and how it's set up today. As they move their mouse around, it will give them information on a variety of things, and they can pan around and look 360 at the various rooms, and they can open doors and move throughout the annex where the 8 people lived for 2.5 years. Students are hugely engaged by this, and it fills in some of the blanks and questions they've had throughout the unit. I also have virtual tours of the concentration camps as they stand today. There's artwork. There are animated maps that have a narration to them. They can investigate things that we've touched on. It's not a history course, so while we touched on the Einsatzgruppe and the death squads, we don't get into it in huge detail. If that's something they want to know more about, they can click on the maps. The maps will read to them and give them information. I also have then and now artwork and photographs. I have the links to the Holocaust Memorial Museum with other virtual tours and short movies, interviews with Mr. Frank, etc. The videos that students really tend to gravitate to quickly. I have an interview with Mr. Frank, and then a series of survivor testimonies. They're very short, but they're very powerful. I ask them to reflect on not just what they're saying, but their physical reactions, their breathing, their facial tics as they talk. And it's very clear that they're talking about what are very painful memories. And in this way, it's almost like having a Holocaust survivor come to speak to them. We have had Holocaust survivors come to the school. The videos are powerful and they're permanent. They're captured forever. I do feel like this lesson is really fulfilling the TPAC matrix in that it's something I could not do without using technology. It's completely replaced a pen and paper lesson. I embed other English language arts type curriculum in this, ask them about tone and mood. I have a scene from Life is Beautiful here. I also connect it to modern events. I have the Skokie, Illinois trial here about the neo-Nazi party in 1977. And in that way, I want this unit to connect to the larger school goals of understanding and empathy that we share as a school, as a district, as a community. And I think that this helps connect my unit to things that are relevant to kids today. That's it.